Hello, Gary Champion, Psychic Medium. Once again, I had a dream last night. I had a dream last night, and it it took all night to watch it, and I'll explain it the best I can, although it's fuzzy to me too. There's a bunch of people living in a complex, let's say. I can't tell if it's a nursing home or if it's just an apartment complex, and the virus comes through, hits a lot of people. Doesn't get everybody, but hits a lot of people. Kind of what we're seeing. And then they sort of recover. They're getting better. And then someone opens the door and says, it's coming again. And there's a rush of the virus coming through. Something I said in videos before that there's this one and then there's two others. And it picked up those that didn't get the virus first time got it the second time, and the people that had it the first time were used to help those who got it the second time because there were fewer of them. More people survived than had gotten it, I guess. Or anyway, there weren't as many people that caught it the second time, and they recover. And then the third wave comes through, and pretty much everybody has now had the virus in some form or another. And I turned on my computer this morning. I think somewhere a month ago, I started talking about mass burials or something like that. Mass graves, I think is what I said. And that's happening in New York City. They're taking them out to Potter's Field and just mass burying them. They don't. There's so many they don't know what to do other than that. It's the safest, best thing to do. And I'm sure they're tagging them, although I don't know as to if their relatives come forward and want their bodies, and they'll be easy to find. But I don't know that for sure. That's a feeling I'm getting, is that they won't be hard to find if they know who they are. There's a plot with names and things. Not a pretty thing, is it? But that's the reality of it. Um, I'm maintaining a pretty good containment here. I forget what the word is. Um, my wife and I just stay at home. We occasionally go out to shop for groceries, and that's pretty much it. We found our own entertainment. We do various things. One that we've done since we met that everybody giggles about is that if there's a show on and someone says something we don't understand, we stop the movie and then we go back, and my wife looks it up and tells me what it means. Just words, sometimes a phrase. What exactly does that mean? I've heard that a lot. I don't know what it means. And it's because we watch a lot of English films or foreign films that there are phrases that we haven't got a clue what they are. So it's a diversion. It's an educational diversion. I know you don't want to hear about education, but I'm an old guy and I'm still curious. I still want to know what these words mean. I wish I could remember one from last night. Can't. It's completely gone. But in the moment of doing it, it's very entertaining, and time goes by quickly. And she's taking up needlepoint until she can get back to work. There's no work. I'm making rings and writing on a couple of books and doing phone readings. And occasionally somebody comes by for a reading. I haven't turned anybody away yet. I think there were four people here a couple of days ago. And I believe I've probably caught it and got it, and it's gone through, and I'm okay. I had a period of time there. It was well over a month ago. But as we have seen, some of these people can catch it and then they can catch it again. A weakened immune system because it's mutated. And I believe that's the case. I don't think they know that yet. Maybe they do know it. But the first time it comes through, it's one thing. It gets in the human body and it mutates, and then it's spread to somebody else. And it's a different form of the virus, really. And it's happening in China and Europe too, that it'll come through. And they're saying you can catch it again, but I don't believe that it's the same virus. I believe it's changed. I don't believe it has the same properties. It has the same properties, but it's got something extra, a little mutation in the whatever DNA or these kind of things. There's no cure for it. There isn't going to be a cure for it. And I did predict an interim shot of some kind. That's been a month ago too. That now they're developing shots based off of people who have survived it, that they have the antibodies, so they're turning their blood into shots for other people who don't have it. So you have the antibodies, but a much better chance of fighting it off. So that's sort of a stopgap thing. I think there's a vaccine coming, but I think it's been pushed back. I don't know why. A really good one about September, October. Anyway, don't start feeling, and this isn't some communist plot. The Chinese didn't do this on purpose because they've killed many, many, many thousands of their own people if they did. Like maybe 300,000, not this 30,000 crap they're talking about. It's all a lie. And countries that say we don't have it, it's not here, they're lying too. It's at every point of the globe. It's just something we're going to have to live with. That's why it's called a pandemic. It's kind of everywhere. And we're really in this boat together. But I believe we're going to be fine. Things are going to be different. Things are going to be different, but that's the way the world goes round. One day you're up, one day you're down. A half an inch of water and you think you're going to drown. That's the way the world goes round. A song by John Prine, who died from this. I'm sure he would see that as appropriate for me to use. Don't freak out. Don't run down the street and set your hair on fire. It's just another thing we're going to have to endure as humans, and it's something we've endured before. This isn't the first pandemic, although we're better situated now. We're tougher, stronger. We have a lot of antibodies. If you've gone through the measles, the mumps, chicken pox, all those childhood disease, you have a lot of antibodies. So we'll fight this off the best we can, help each other, be friendly. There is no post-apocalyptic scene here, although there'll be a lot of movies made about it. But this is the big apocalypse, and they'll blame China. They'll say they developed it as a war thing that got out of hand. Well, they spilled it and they dropped it, and then it spread from there. It's not true, but they're going to make movies about it because we're looking for somebody to blame. Truth is, they were just doing what they normally do, which is not good. And they've been told it's not good, but there you go. They kill wild game without knowing anything about it and serve it up. And these things live in wild game. Domesticated game, they get shots, they get things which people hate. Oh, they've had antibiotics. I can't eat that chicken. It's pretty much know it doesn't have as many things wrong with it as I want that free range chicken. And that's all they're doing. They're harvesting free range birds or creatures or whatever. And they've always done it, but it's bit them in the butt this time. And us too. Acres and acres of land will be free. Um, it'll go on the selling block. And there's bad things in a pandemic, but good things are that people who couldn't afford land now will be able to in the future. Because a lot of this is they're going to go bankrupt, and so plots of land will be available. Old farms may be started up again. So in the last video, when I said you're going to probably have to retrain yourself for a new job, um, this isn't all bad. This is maybe someone's life dream can now happen because something bad happened. It's the nature of the world. What hurts one person can benefit another, and there'll be many of these things. Banking practices will be different in some way. There's going to be a rush to withdraw money. Banks will fail. I think I've said that before. But you're only going to be allowed to withdraw so much in some countries, maybe here, I don't know. You're not going to be able to go in and take all your money. There'll be a limit to what you can take. And there's no point to you taking the money. If the country goes down, the money's not worth anything anyway. See, so by making a run on a bank, you take the country down, then whatever you're hoarding there has no value at all. They're like paper. So it's kind of, we can use that instead of the toilet paper we're looking for in all the stores. Pretty good. Individual, bite-sized toilet paper bits. It's probably a little rough. No worse than the Sears or Monkey Ward catalog we used to use in the outhouses of an earlier age. So when you see something bad happen, you feel bad for someone. Look at the opportunity it opens up for someone else. That's just the nature of the world. Spanish came here to conquer America, came across the Southwest, enslaving Indians. And on their way, they lost horses. Quite a few, apparently. And there weren't any horses in America. The horses didn't exist. Maybe in some prehistoric form. But when they came here, there weren't any horses that I knew of. And they got loose and they bred, and now we've got millions of horses, which then the Plains Indians began to ride, made their job easier to hunt food and to travel and meet other tribes. And so something that's terrible can have positive results, and that's all I'm saying in this. And the Spanish didn't survive here. The Indians fought back, but we gained the horses. So it's just because something bad's happening doesn't mean it's all bad. There's good in every bad. It's like people who are terrible people. There's always some good in them. You might have to dig to find it, but they have some redeeming qualities. Maybe there's a couple of people that don't seem to have any redeeming qualities. Maybe one or two, or maybe 5 or 6 or something like that. I'm not going to mention it. I won't mention any names. So perk up. The world is doing as it should. We're talking about the last ice age. I'm not sure what that's about. Strange weather patterns are, of course, time has changed. Time is not what it once was. The melting of the snow, ice from the polar region is now in the oceans, and it's distributed in a certain way that the Earth has a different kind of a wobble to it or something. The stars that are overhead at night are not the same ones that were 100 years ago because the Earth has shifted a little bit. Nothing cataclysmic. Why they're mentioning, I don't have any idea. It has to do with the ice age and the receding of the ice, which is what's going on now. Perfectly normal. Again, but there's benefit to that. Ice age is receded. Now there's land that's available to farm that wasn't before. I say just come and go. It's like viruses. You can't stop them. You can observe them. You can endure them. You can learn from it. But you can't say, no, no, we don't want another virus. So perk up out there, find some interesting things to do while you're quarantined. That's the word. They said it real loudly. Been hearing a lot of strange stuff lately, all day long. Strange things. Haven't put it together yet. But there's a series. I'll hear a word and a phrase one day, and I can't figure out what it means. And the next day, I'll hear another part of it. So it's like a puzzle. They're giving it to me. Maybe they don't want me to be bored. If you get any such communications, listen to them. Write them down. I've written that one. That's not down. It's right here, right at the top of the page. I insisted on it. Now I've got to research it today, see what they're talking about. Life's an interesting place if you're listening. No fear, no regret, no anger. Thanks for watching.